Hello, listeners. This is the Dream Stream podcast with Yiskah Koock and fellow dream worker extraordinaire, Ellen Ronis. Hello, Ellen.
Hi there. Good
Hi.
morning.
Good morning. So earlier for you, mountain time?
Yes, it is
Or
right.
mountain time?
Yeah. Sorry, let
I'm
me
Eastern
grab-
Standard.
grab my phone and turn this thing off.
Oh, mine's not off either. I'll just try to do the same.
Keep
So
beeping.
I am excited because you are dreaming now, finally.
Well, I did have 2 dreams in a row. Yeah, and I actually have been sleeping a little bit better
Okay,
for the most part. Yeah, in the
that's
last
great.
few days. Yeah.
I
So
think you had said you didn't feel like you were falling deep enough. Like, I guess when you're in a new place
yeah,
and it's,
yeah,
so you're settling, literally settling in.
yeah. I think so. I think that's beginning to happen. Yeah, settling in and settling in the space and settling in myself, which seems to go together.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I think I can remember the dreams because they were very short.
Your favorite kind?
The little snippet dreams.
Yes.
So the first one was not yesterday, but the day before, night before, not last night, not the night before, but 3 nights ago.
Okay.
And it was I had this boyfriend, Zach, before. This is in waking life.
But let's try to do it this way. I know I also am guilty of explaining too much.
Okay.
So let's try to like be stricter with ourselves. First, just tell the dream, and that all I want to hear about in the reality too.
Okay, great. Yes. Okay. So an ex-boyfriend, Zach, is trying to kiss me. He's trying to, I don't know where we are, but somehow he's trying to kiss me and he comes up like, to take my face, but one or the other of us, and I'm not at all clear which one, had this kind of weird, like scary face mask on.
Okay.
And so he couldn't find my lips, obviously, to kiss me. That was the whole thing.
Okay.
I haven't had him in my mind, in my memory. It's just so far in the past so I don't know what that was about. Second dream, second night, I dreamt.
Can we?
It's
I'm
very.
sorry. I don't mean to. I'm like micromanaging you. Don't mean to be. I'm just wanting to flesh that one out in full before we get to the second one, or your choice, actually, dreamer's choice. You seem to want to tell them both.
The reason is because it feels like because he's in it again.
Okay. Oh yes. So they're totally connected.
It's not like Tim, who was always in my dreams. This is like really unusual that he would be in my dream twice in a row.
Yes.
But I'm happy to sort of.
No, I absolutely agree. If it's the same character, from dream casting.
It seemed like somehow a continuation.
Okay.
So part 2 is that I found out that I was pregnant with 6 babies.
Oh.
6 fetuses in my womb,
okay.
Which weren't 6 very specifically.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure how many would be viable.
Okay.
I am delighted at my advanced age to have that possibility. Zach was the father.
Wow.
I was telling my mom that I wasn't even sure how I got pregnant. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I was with Zach that one time when I visited Massachusetts, where he lives. And I had to think about how I got pregnant.
Find whose lips? I'm sorry. I'm having too much coffee. I said he could find those lips.
Yes, apparently. He found some lips. And 2 of the babies were twins. So there was a set of twins, and I knew that.
Okay.
Yeah, so there was 6 babies, 2 of them were twins. And so I had the sense that I knew how I got pregnant with some of the babies, but I really had no idea how I got pregnant with the twins.
Interesting.
That was the whole thing.
Wow. And do you have a title for this thematic twosome?
I'm going to say love and babies,
Okay.
and
How
babies
do
in
you,
quotes, because it doesn't have to be physical, human babies.
yes, I seem to title my dreams something that'll just trigger for me, but I remember Jeremy Taylor, our beloved deceased dream teacher, wanted just a title with a short description of to remind you. So
Mhm.
if these are my dreams, it might be Zach and the Six Babies. I don't know. I'm just spitballing, but I always find that interesting. Like, how do you choose to title your dreams?
So I think, yeah, that's such a good, I think it's a great question. I think I title my dreams based on, sometimes I just come up with anything that just, whatever, like it
Yes,
doesn't, but I think that I like to title a dream, if I'm going to title it, which I often don't. I like to title it by how it feels, something about the way
okay,
the feeling, because I think the title says a lot about the meaning of the dream,
yes,
in my opinion. It
yes,
doesn't always. If you're just going to title the dream Zach and the Six Babies, that's
yes,
just very,
yeah.
kind of a banal name. And it does remind you of the dream, and you could sort of
And that's what I had been using just to
yeah, and
remind me.
yeah, and I think it's all good. I think if I'm going to title the dream, if I'm going to go to the effort, which it is an effort for me to actually title it, it has to be something where it's part of the process in a way, that
Yes,
the title is like, if I title it, the dog, or if I title it, what the dog is doing somehow, like, because what I'm just, I don't know, that's a terrible, forget that example, but just um yeah, I think the title is because we don't always know what a dream means,
yeah.
right?
It's
Doesn't
like
mean
shooting an
rarely means
arrow.
exactly what it is,
Yeah,
right? So if I can find the title that feels like
yes,
something,
yes,
then that's where it's like, oh, that's what's important about this
yeah,
dream, right?
exactly. So it in that way, there's a question that Robert Moss asks in the Lightning Dream work that I don't generally ask
Mhm.
is, what would you like to know from this dream? I feel like
Mhm.
that way of titling a dream, similarly, they're both like pointing a
Yeah,
arrow, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
and
yeah. Agreed.
this will be the more important or the more vital piece for the dreamer to
Yes.
unfold, to unpack.
Yeah. Yeah. So, being that there were two dreams, I guess from the first dream, what I would like to know is, what was the mask about? Why? And it was kind of sinister,
Yes.
why was I he, or I'm not sure, whoever was wearing it, why were we not able to connect? There was a desire, it seemed like, for both parties. So why was that? Why
Mm.
were we not connecting? And then in the second dream, I would say, the feeling, of course, for me, well, not of course, but the feeling is that the pregnancies, I mean, very much in the dream, the pregnancies were pregnancies. And I knew it was crazy because I was my age,
Yes,
62,
yes,
But I think that the question for me is, what am I pregnant with
yes,
now at my age at 62? And I do feel like there's things cooking, but it's all very murky and vague.
and
And desperate for it to become clear anytime
wow,
now. So that's my real feeling in waking up.
yes,
But I think in the dream, I'm curious, like, what are these babies? What are they going to be? And
yes,
why
yes,
six? And
exactly.
and why
That's
twins?
yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, it'll be so exciting as life goes on. You could see, I
Yeah.
have found that as life goes on, I can see often parallels from a dream. And then it's like, oh, this is what,
That's what that was.
as I
Yeah.
think I've spoken about this on the podcast, but the Talmud teaches nothing befalls an individual that hasn't already happened in a dream. So
Oh,
that has huge ramifications,
wow.
and
Yeah.
yeah, so I'll just be really excited as this unfolds. So reality check. What were you wanting to say before you told the thing?
Yeah, Zach was a boyfriend of mine. He was the guy I was with for a couple of years before I met Tim, my ex-husband.
So how old were you then?
Let's see. I was like 30, maybe 38, like 38 to 40 or 39 to 41, something like in there. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, it was definitely like into my early 40s with him.
And if you were to say just 3 or 4 things off the top of your head, Zach is what?
Zach is quirky. He's funny. He's like kooky. That's kooky. He's smart. He's musical.
Wow,
He's
he sounds
not the most, I don't know, in my estimation, in my relationship, not the most, I don't know, whatever. He was available.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Not the
Can you
most-
hold on 1 second? Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just gonna turn off pause. We're back.
Yeah. So that's all. Those are the things that I can, yeah, he was, and I guess this is a very personal thing that I will, sort of share. And that is that I was pregnant with him
Oh,
and just chose not to go forward.
that's
And
very interesting.
yeah, so yes. And in some ways I regret it a little bit because it was my last opportunity. I mean, I was 40. So,
Yes.
and I knew he was not going to be my lifetime partner for sure. And he's a person who basically, when I would say I love you to him, he would say, I love you as much as I can love someone. Like he just knew he was somehow limited there.
Oh, poor
or,
guy in a way.
or maybe he just didn't really love me that much. I don't know. It was just something.
Maybe it was me. That's never you.
He really made it seem like it's just, I don't know. It's like his own capacity, but I don't need whatever. It was a weird relationship, but
okay. Yeah, that's a very important, imperative information.
Yes.
So
there's that.
Yes.
And yeah, reality check of everything else. I don't know. That's it, really.
Yeah. So may I start offering a projection just as they come? So my projection is obvious. It's that because it's COVID time, so we're all wearing these masks. And it's like, well, am I wearing it or is he wearing it? There's something that's separating us. That's not connecting, as you said. And so the mask just, and the fact that it's it sounds like he's funny, silly. Is he a prankster?
Really? No, he's more like a punster.
Okay.
He does a lot of play on words. He's very into word play, kind of really silly in a way, kind of clever, very clever, and kind of really word play, very into that.
Okay.
Yeah. He teaches music to kids. That's what his, so I don't know, there's something in that.
So it's not necessarily his mask. It's not like, oh, he was making a joke with this sinister mask that was like, I picture a sinister smile, covering his lips. But we don't know that because he wasn't a prankster. He was a punster.
He was a punster. Well, and interestingly, the mask, as I can sort of recall it, it was definitely like one of those scary movies, and I can't remember, where it almost looked like a cage, like with metal bars.
Remember the clown? All the kids are so scared of the clown.
Yeah, it was definitely not a clown thing. It was more not Chucky, but it was more like movie.
Freddy Krueger.
It was, yes, maybe like that. I don't know. I don't know because I never watched those movies, but it was definitely something that seemed familiar in that world of like scary movies, like where it was almost like a cage.
Okay.
So that's interesting. A cage is a feeling of being trapped, stuck and trapped. And so there's, if I may kind of riff on.
Please, it's your dream, my dear.
Now I'm starting to think about whether it was on him or me. It almost doesn't really matter because we can't get to that magic, right? We can't get to the kiss, which is the connection, the sensuality, the creativity, the sexuality, the whatever. We can't get to it. We're
Mhm.
just like, eh.
Yeah.
And so that's me, of course, because it's my dream. So yeah, and
You're
that's,
both characters in this dream.
yeah.
I'm kidding. I mean, it's true, but I'm kidding. Like, yeah, what does that mean if I have a mask on? It does separate me from the
Mhm,
world. Hopefully, it also protects me
mhm.
from germs, or I don't want to say germs, but things I don't want getting in. I'm trying to look at it in a bigger picture way. It's not just about the germs. Um, so it's offering me protection, at least psychological protection, if not, medical.
Mhm.
So that's
Maybe it's just protection of just like, no, this isn't right.
yeah.
I'm not supposed to be doing that with you now. We did that already. That was an old thing.
I will not revisit my
It
past.
wasn't the best relationship. I mean, it was fun. We had a lot of fun together. We did have fun. We did do,
Sounds like it.
yeah.
Sounds good. So
Um,
you are filled with light and smiles, and you maybe also your pink shirt, but you're like filled with light as you talk about this person. So I feel like if it's my dream, he not only was silly and goofy and smiley and fun, but he made me that way also. He like, I liked who I was when, or I don't know if I liked it, but when I was with him, I also felt light and bubbly and smiley. And
I don't know if I would say light and bubbly, but he definitely brought out the playful.
oh,
He's
okay,
very
good.
playful, and he
Good.
definitely brought that out in me for sure.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Okay,
yeah, we were playful
awesome.
together. Yeah.
So as we segue into the second dream, did you find a title?
I don't know. I did. I said Zach and the Six Babies or something
I
like
think
that.
I said that, but okay, good. We agree.
Oh no, that was your title. Oh, I don't know what. Yeah, that's right. That was your title. uh, I don't remember what I titled it. It's just somehow the title.
Okay,
I don't rock with the titling thing, but
okay, okay.
um,
Yeah, similarly, you don't crack with like the um bumper sticker, you
oh
know.
no, that's that one. I think
Okay,
is can be
okay. Well, then I'm gonna ask you that after we explore this dream.
okay.
So now the second dream, so reality check, it's Zach.
Yes.
And you told
But
me
he's
about,
actually not in the dream. I just know I just discovered that I'm pregnant with six babies, six fetuses is what I
oh, and
wrote.
you're remembering that you had slept with him.
I was remembering, I was sharing with my mom. I was telling her, like, I don't know, how did I get pregnant with? And then I was like, oh yeah, when I went to, that area where he lives, I visited him.
Mhm.
And that's how I got pregnant.
Right.
But then I was like, I don't know how I got pregnant with the twins.
Do you
So
have twins in your family?
nope. I
Not,
mean, not really, no, very distant cousin kind of
but
thing.
you do, distant cousins.
Yeah, but they're nobody who's in my like heart and psyche at all. Very,
Okay,
you know,
okay.
um,
Uh-huh.
and it's not prevalent at all in my
Yeah.
family, my
Okay.
family. And I guess the only thing I could think of is my birthday just passed. I'm a Gemini. Gemini is the sign of the twins.
Twins, the twins. Oh
So
my gosh, of course.
something to that.
And you're into astrology, so that's even more so. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting the aha from
Okay,
the
good.
dream.
Do share.
So, so if, myself is the twins, I'm just riffing off this, and then there's four others. So that's making me think if this is like a tarot reading, and I say, all right, I'll choose six cards or whatever. My
Mhm.
self card would be the twins, and then there's four others. So what might those be? So you're building a new practice, different pieces of your life. What, tell me four pieces, quick.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it.
Yeah. So there are pieces that I want to include in something:
Yes.
writing, painting, dancing, and I'm going to say psychology, but like, no,
Yes.
wait a second. Well, so psychology is kind of the overview:
Yeah.
writing, painting, dancing, and astrology
Okay.
are the things that I want to include in,
Yes.
in the type of work that I
Yes.
provide.
Nice. Nice. So maybe I'm gestating that. if I'm the dreamer. And
That's kind of what I feel like. It, you know, that babies are usually somehow like indicative of a creative
yes,
idea or
yes,
something like that. Um, yeah, and yeah, yeah.
yes.
I do feel like that's what the babies are. They,
And
you
so you said playful and what I said light and whatever with when I was thinking
playful
about
is,
playful
yeah.
and smiley. I don't remember the
I
two.
don't know.
So anyway, it feels to me that the fact that he's the father in this dream, that whatever I create is going to have very playful element to it. And that's how I want to approach this.
Hmm. That's an interesting thing I
That
didn't think of,
energy.
is like, what are his qualities,
Yes,
you know, and why, you know, why did my psyche choose him as the
yes,
character? Um, you know, I guess that's an interesting exploration. He does teach. He's a teacher. He teaches kids music. I mean, teaches music to kids in a school. And I've been talking about wanting to teach, not being sure exactly what to teach, but just
yes,
knowing I'm a
yes,
good teacher.
yes,
That I'm very, you know, I can be very clear and concise when I know what I'm talking about.
yes,
Um, and I'm a good communicator, so I think I would be a really good teacher. And I've been thinking about that, like, well, what, you know, because I really am just thinking of what is my next step after
yes.
massage therapy. I really very much need to move forward from that work. What else? I'm just trying to think of what else it is about him. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. I guess he had a certain kind of charm. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I would pick him exactly. I really
Right.
don't.
Maybe it has more to do with who I was when I was with him. You know, what did he bring
Yeah,
out in me?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it was difficult. Like every one of my relationships has always been. That's not my forte, apparently.
Here,
Sadly.
here. Is it
Yeah.
anyone's?
Maybe it
Hopefully
isn't. It's just they're hard. It's just hard.
hard. It's
I'm a
so
real
hard.
chaotic gut person. Yeah,
Yeah.
really hard. Um, and you know, I guess one thing I will say about just the relationship and myself in the relationship is that I tried to make it something that I think I always knew it wasn't.
Okay.
You know, I was at a point in my life where I was tired of being single, and I just was like, I really wanted to, you know, I mean, I definitely loved him, you know, but I think I always knew that he was not my person, you know.
Yes.
But I tried to kind of make it that way. I think I tried to push it a little bit in that way.
Yes. Um, I'm sorry I didn't even ask, how did you feel when you woke up?
I felt great. I felt really great. Yeah, I felt
Oh,
excited. I felt really excited. Yeah, I felt really excited and really like, wow, that felt juicy and like, I don't know, being pregnant was just like amazing.
yes.
Um, and somehow when I awoke, I knew that the pregnancy was something that I was actually gestating.
Yes.
And you know, maybe the underlying message is to really just trust that yes, there is something cooking, and
Mhm.
it's really getting there. It's really like getting more. It's getting more,
Yeah, more developed.
growing more. Yeah,
It's
it's
out of
really
the
in me.
embryo stage.
Yes, it's really in me and growing, and it's been fertilized.
Yes, that's
And
exciting. That's very
yeah,
exciting.
so you know, there's a part of me that's like, oh my God, could we just get on with it already? Like I've been on about this for years now about wanting to move on and not being able to
Yes,
figure it out. And I know that's,
yes.
yeah.
So
Anyway, getting
now
closer.
Sorry.
hang on.
Kitty just
Sure.
basement.
Okay, thank you. That's fine.
I'm kind of like afraid of cats, so are they, I would bring her up, but
No, oh, they are
this one's okay?
the big guy. They're both fine. I'm sorry. I'm recording. I can't
Okay,
have
sounds
this
good. Thank you.
conversation. Don't worry about the cats. Listeners, what's happening is, as you know, I'm moving and I'm selling my house, and so it's being viewed. And I had a little sign that says, "Inside cats, please don't let them out." But the truth is, they don't go anywhere. It's just don't let them out. Well, really, because it's dangerous for outdoor cats around here. We've lost
Definitely.
3. And I don't want that to happen, obviously, to these
Yeah.
2. So please forgive the interruption.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, right?
What I was just going to ask of you is, because I had said that I want to ask you what the bumper sticker would be at the end. So I want to ask you that now. In like thinking of both dreams as connected with one another, as they seem to me to be. And so like a sweeping bumper sticker for both,
Mhm.
unless that doesn't feel right, and then do whatever you wish, as you wish.
Remove the mask to reveal your true creations.
I like it.
I don't know, I just channel that.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Well, thank you so much. I had a whole soliloquy that I was thinking of sharing, but it seems to me the shorter ones are probably easier for our listeners,
Hmm.
you know, but of course they could always turn it off when they're done listening.
Yeah, I mean, a dream is a dream, like
Yeah.
whatever it is, if it's long, if it's short, if it's detailed, if it's a snippet,
May I share really quickly?
Sure.
So in this dream, so a friend of mine's mom, I felt she wronged me, wronged me. I felt like she kind of cut me out of her family's life. and I felt sad by that. And in the dream, I am hugging her and I say to her that I can see things from your point of view. It's like I reassure her, I can see things from your point of view. And that was the snippet.
Huh. Okay, that's not a whole soliloquy. I thought you were going to go.
No, I'm going to go into a soliloquy, but I want to do this in a sensible way.
You mean about the dream?
About the dream.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So what you said when you opened the thing was that an explanation of waking reality?
Yeah,
was
sorry. I'm like,
you did exactly what I did.
I totally did.
That's okay. We're learning.
Not for the faint of heart.
Right, which is fine. It's fine for me. It doesn't make a difference how my perspective.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't like need to follow the rules. I just like that we have a lot of different tools from different teachers, but to me
you are 100%
order. Yeah. Anyway, do you have a title?
I'd like to be honest, this is a part of a much longer dream, but I don't want to explore that.
Okay. How did you feel when you woke up?
Oh, okay. May I just read this one part? Because I also like the Freudian slips or whatever from our writing. I like to hear exactly how we write it down, which is difficult when you're telling a dream. Both are very valuable. So we are hugging and I'm telling her I can see from her point of view why she is upset. It was a good hug that lasted a while. So yeah, so no, there's no title.
Okay. And how did you feel?
All right. That would make me feel really good. Can I launch into my soliloquy?
Sure.
And why that is because there's a prayer in the Jewish prayer book, the Siddur, that when I was more religious meant so much to me. And I'm going to read it. I'll read it. Yeah. So I feel like when I am hurt by someone or feeling some sort of way, by someone's actions, I don't want to affect the universe, like their karma. I don't want to let, the fact that so-and-so was never able to apologize to me. And then he did apologize for something absolutely unrelated. So, I'll accept that apology, and I just don't want to be responsible. Okay, I'm sorry. Here we go. Master of the universe, I hereby forgive anyone who angered or antagonized me, or who sinned against me, whether against my body, my property, my honor, or against anything of mine, whether he did so accidentally, willfully, carelessly, or or purposely, whether through speech, deed, thought, or action, whether his forefathers, or future generations, I hereby forgive every sin. May no one be punished because of me. And may it be your will, God, that my feelings about this person are not going to affect, this is me paraphrasing, their karmic stuff. And I really like that, because
that's interesting.
I don't want to become entwined with someone who maybe made me feel like I wanted to but someone who may have given me a bad feeling or made me sad, or, I don't want to be karmically tied to someone like that. I mean, that's not a Jewish idea. That's
you're just saying that.
just saying that.
Yeah.
So that was my whole little speech, is like the fact that this woman and I were hugging, and I said, I see from your point of view. That in a way it's me like feeling that I have now forgiven any transgressions that I perceived. And similarly with the man that I just randomly started talking about who wouldn't apologize, that's her husband. So he wouldn't apologize. I feel like they wronged me. He wouldn't apologize. But then in a totally different context, like years later, and he apologized for something absolutely unrelated, but I accepted his apology. And I'm holding that as like, good, he gave me an apology. So.
So that sounds really great. That sounds like on a karmic level and on an emotional level, like a real letting go of anything that's tying you to anything negative or anybody's actions or anything. Yeah, that's kind of amazing.
Yeah. That prayer, when I used to pray directly from the Siddur, the prayer book, always meant so much to me. And I paraphrase it. And I'm like, yeah, God knows what I mean. Like, Hashem knows the words.
Right.
The prayer better than me. So fill in the blank.
Yeah, that's awesome. I never heard that prayer. I mean, I'm not so religious, but I certainly did
it's in the bedtime Shema. So it's something that a religious Jew would say every night.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice prayer. There's something so nice about some of the Jewish prayers and traditions, as I feel myself to be a very deeply spiritual person, but I don't consider myself to be religious, even though I'm very Jewish.
Yes.
And so, culturally Jewish, but also like I really do appreciate some of those prayers.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes I think, why can't I just pick Judaism instead of Buddhism or some other tradition that it's all very beautiful, really. in a lot of
My
ways.
favorite thing is the prayer when we wake up. I
Mm.
gratefully thank you for restoring my soul to my body.
Uh-huh.
Abundant is your faithfulness. So I'm telling the higher power, I'm thanking that I'm alive another day, but
Yeah.
I'm also acknowledging that the higher power has faith in me in
Mm.
abundance,
Mm.
abundanza.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we wake up, my little boy, every morning with that. Either I or more, I stopped doing it, but I noticed his father still does it. So I love that.
It's very sweet. Very nice. Yeah. That's a very nice way to wake up. It's funny because this morning, this is kind of a little interesting serendipity. When I woke up, I was like, don't immediately, like I was telling myself to not go immediately into how I feel. Because
Oh,
I
yes.
feel is important, but
Sure.
I can definitely kind of run my life by how I feel instead of like integrating it with what I know,
I
my
think there's
wisdom.
many versions of like, thank you for another day. Many religions
Yes.
wake
Yeah.
up with a morning prayer, thanking,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
universe for their
Mhm.
life, you know,
Yeah. So it's
like I
just to
don't,
say that I woke up with some kind of a knowing to not go into all the and the what and the and the struggles, and to just
yeah,
kind of go, what's beautiful about the day,
yes,
whatever. Just I'm not sure exactly what I did with it, but I just kind of like went, nope, don't do that. So that was,
I
I
love
guess,
that.
in a way it was kind of like that prayer feels like it breaks the trance
Yes,
of negative
yes,
feelings, right?
yes,
We all have that, especially right
sure,
now. The world sucks right now
yes, I know.
on
Oh,
so many levels, and I do believe in some greater good of all of this. I do actually on some
mhm.
level, but right now it really, really sucks. It's just, yeah.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
but I
right.
was like, yep, no, let's just not do that. And, just, I kind of broke my own trance. And I think a prayer, like something like an
Yes.
automatic prayer that you say every
Yeah,
day,
you don't have to think about, but you're
every
gonna,
day.
I mean, hopefully you do think about it, but it just becomes your
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah. And hopefully the practice actually means something, that it isn't just words, that it actually helps to shift your consciousness. That's the important thing, right?
Yes, yes,
I like that. I like that a lot.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna write it out for my friend Felisa because she asked for it, and which I'm going to send it to her. Would you like
Prayer.
me to
Yes,
send it to you
please.
also?
Yes. Would
Okay,
love it. Yeah. I would love that.
we'll do that.
Yeah. Thank you.
So
Yeah.
thank you, Ellen. It's lovely as always to hang out. And guess what? This is the 100th episode of the
Woohoo! Happy
podcast.
anniversary. Oh my gosh. I know I've been
Happy Sentinel. What is it? Our
centennial.
centenarian.
Centennial.
Centennial. There you go. Happy centennial.
Centennial. Wow. 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 That's amazing. That's how long has this been going on? Like a couple of years
A couple
now,
of
right?
years. Yeah, I used
Yeah.
to do it in the basement. I
Yeah.
first did it without Zoom. I was first just doing it on SoundCloud.
That's right. I remember
And
a
then
couple of
I
times
started Zoom. Yeah, right. We had done it a couple times just on
by
SoundCloud.
phone. Yeah, and
Yes,
then I
right.
remember Brendan being on a couple of episodes.
Uh,
May he rest in peace.
rest in peace.
Soul.
I
Yeah.
have 7 Zoom dream streams with him, and I'm very much wanting to put them all on a flash drive, or I don't know how is the best way, but I want to give them to his son.
Oh, that would be
And
so
he can have that.
meaningful.
And
Yeah.
if he's
Yeah.
ever missing dad, pop
Yeah.
it.
This is him. And it's really him and his wisdom. I mean, he
Exactly.
really had a
Exactly.
brilliance to him. I didn't know him really personally that well. I mean, I knew
Right.
him as somebody in the community, but I didn't have that much, connection to
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
anyway.
So,
Anyway,
and he offered a lot of wisdom on those dream streams. So
yeah.
it's a wonderful collection of.
Yeah. And then just in looking back at all this, we sort of tried to get it to be more of a group thing. And
I know.
only a few times did we get together, maybe the two of us with Brendan, and I never
Yes.
got together with any of the other women that were occasionally on your, your friend Carla.
Now with our invitation that we put out last
Mm-hmm.
podcast for people to join us, we do have 2 takers, but
Wonderful.
it wasn't today.
Okay.
But it
Oh,
will
that's
come.
wonderful. That's wonderful. Oh, how exciting. Okay, that'll be fun. Like random people or people we know?
Let me think for one moment. Yeah, both random, both random.
Goodness.
Well,
that's-
actually, one is not random,
Mhm.
but we've not done dream work with her yet.
Yeah, that's so great.
But you
Oh,
may know her from Cole High.
okay. Yeah.
So she's
All
not
right.
random, but the other person is.
Great.
Yes.
Oh, that's fun. Okay. Well, I look forward to that.
Well, listeners, as always, thank you for hanging out with us and listening to the podcast. And again, we invite anyone who wants to share a dream, let us know, and we'll put you on this Zoom dream stream with us. Okay, Holamud Metukim.
Okay. Bye-bye for now.